Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever part of the world you may be joining us from. My name is Brian Chittick. I'm calling from Belfast in Northern Ireland. I've been part of this company, this amazing business, for just coming up on 11 months. And I have to say, I initially looked at this back in November last year, but I didn't see it because I didn't look at it properly. So we're going to give you an overview of the opportunity, the product, the service, and what we have to offer with Cash Forex Group, or CFX for short. So we're going to look at why CFX and why we believe this is one of the most compelling, if not the most compelling, online opportunity in the marketplace today. So first of all, the company have merged two major trending industries. This is the e-learning industry, which of course has really came to the fore during the last 8 or 10 months, when people are forced to be at home from schools, from businesses, workplace, and obviously people are looking at not just developing new skills, but in many cases taking on new careers, either through necessity or perhaps by choice. So, you know, this is an industry that they reckon by 2025 will be worth $325 billion. I suspect that that'll be a lot quicker than that. And I really do think we'll see the figures growing dramatically before then. Then we come to the money markets, and, you know, people are familiar with the Wolf of Wall Street, you know, stocks, shares, etc. And this is a $20 billion per day industry. And $20 billion a day may sound like a lot of money, but in comparison, you know, with the equities, futures, and then when you compare this to the Forex market, it really does just pale into insignificance, because the Forex market, we actually got the latest statistics on it last week, is now valued at $6.6 trillion per day. And that is trillion with a T, 12 zeros. Putting that into perspective for you, when travel was normal, the global travel industry was worth about 8 trillion a year. So here we have an industry. It's the largest, most liquid, profitable, recession-proof market in the world. And this is where the institutions make their money. And they literally make billions upon billions upon billions every day. They just don't give any of it to us. And when we look at our, you know, returns on savings, pensions, ISAs, you know, credit unions, premium bonds, whatever it may be, we're getting virtually nothing for our money. And in fact, in reality, you know, when you take inflation into account, your money is actually deflating. So I love the analogy that someone made a few weeks back when they said that our CEO has literally, they've described him as the modern day Robin Hood of the banking industry for the people. So we're going to share with you an opportunity where you and I and everyone you love and care about can actually benefit from a little slice of those billions and billions of profit. So if we look at the track record of the company so far, they started trading in July 2019. And since then, the company have made over 410,000 successful weekly payouts to the members. They've never missed a payment. We've now got over 150,000 members in almost 200 countries throughout the world, spanning several continents. And up until the middle of November, the figure that they had paid out just in commissions alone was well in excess of $200 million. That's quite remarkable for a company, you know, 16 or 17 months old from a standing start. In addition to that, if you look at the leadership that they've now created and the bonuses, you know, again, they've got an incredible structure. Very, very lucrative, and one which I certainly haven't witnessed in the industry before. So if we look at the leadership roles, we've got executives. There were 1,118 executives who have picked up over $750,000 in bonuses alone. Then we have the managers, directors, presidents, and ambassadors. There's 251 managers, 61 directors, 5 presidents, and 1 ambassador. And again, if you look at the bonuses that have been paid out accordingly, between them, they've paid out almost $4 million just in bonuses. So again, I think a remarkable achievement for such a young company, but it shows the growth, the strength, the stability of what we have and what we're doing. And this all comes down to the vision and basically the skills and the attributes of our owners and co-founders. Huáscar Lopez is our CEO and co-founder. He is a very, very experienced entrepreneur. He's a professional crypto trader, having at one stage he was earning over 1,000 Bitcoin a day. He's got a huge property portfolio spanning several countries. He's also got manufacturing businesses. But for me, one of the most important attributes is that he has had vast experience in the network marketing arena, having built teams in excess of 250,000 people over a period of nearly a decade. So Huáscar doesn't need this business, but in fact, it was on suggestion of his co-partner, Edwin, who's been a professional trader and had been trading very successfully for the past few years, that they came up with the idea. And his goal and mission is that he would give the ordinary guy on the street like us the opportunity to become financially free, to create financial freedom with a one-off out-of-pocket expense, with a business model that quite honestly has never ever been seen or equaled in the networking industry. Then we come to Edwin Abad. He's the VP and co-founder. Edwin is a professional Forex trader. He's a serial entrepreneur, business owner, and he comes from an engineering background. And, you know, our friends and members and upline support who have met these guys on multiple occasions now say they are very humble people, but very grounded, and you know, they're people of high integrity. So, you know, we are looking at a business here that's being, the foundations have been laid for a legacy company with vision for the next 10, 20 years to come. And this is one of the reasons why the company have actually purchased the offices outright at a cost of over $2 million. They purchased the entire 9th floor of the RBS Tower in Panama. When this is completed, it will be one of the most advanced trading platforms in the entire Forex industry. They will have an open door policy where members and their guests and prospects will be invited to come and visit, meet the team, meet the traders, staff, etc., etc. And we are very much looking forward to getting there at the earliest possible convenience. So huge asset to the company, and it shows the vision they have when they're buying. They're not renting or leasing, they purchase the offices outright. Then we come to our traders and Forex partners. And, you know, this is an industry which is unregulated, it's decentralized. There are over 90 million retail traders globally, of which 78% apparently lose most of their money within 90 days or less. So it's a very volatile industry, but because of the vastness and the hugeness of the market, CashFX have very cleverly, very strategically, and very, you know, on a vision basis, they've selected one of the most highly accredited, highly regulated, and multi-award winning brokers in the entire field. These guys have created additional service, dedicated servers for us. They are also the official sponsors of Sevilla Football Club. Then we come to Edwin and his team, who between them have got almost 100 years experience in the Forex industry. They develop all the EAs, which are the electronic advisors, all the proprietary strategies, technologies, AI, bots. Everything is designed, managed, and totally controlled in-house. We don't use any third-party software or equipment whatsoever, because that basically is your weak link in any business. So it means that we have the ability to adapt to any volatility or changes, such as we witnessed obviously on Friday the 13th of March this year. Then we come to our academy, and as I said, we do have a flagship product for the into the e-learning niche. And basically we have an academy program, which is like an open university online for people who want to learn the Forex industry. So whether you want to just learn the basics and know a little bit of background about the industry, or if you wish to become a fully fledged professional trader, when we launch the final modules of the Supreme series, probably at the end of the first quarter next year, you will have the ability to have a course which will be the first government accredited course in the entire industry that will allow someone to become a fully fledged professional trader, including, the psychology, the emotional aspect, the one-to-one, all the training and tuition needed, albeit that it'll take time, but someone who can literally become a fully fledged professional trader. If we look at our trading success, this has been achieved with a combination of live professional trades, proprietary algorithms, software, EAs, bots, technology. Again, everything is designed, managed, and controlled in-house. We even have a web TV, which is our own portal, where we show live all the currency pairs on the EverFX MT4 account. So you can literally see in live real time the trades that are being placed on the different currency pairs. Now, we have a lot of very, very high level finance people, professional traders, bankers, etc., who know the industry very well. And some of them are just passive members. Some of them are now actively building a very serious business in several countries throughout the world. But they have said that this is one of the most advanced platforms and professional that they have seen. And not only that, we have just literally launched copy trading, albeit that it's in a beta test for a few handful of members right now. But this puts us beyond reproach in terms of the transparency and the credibility of the validity of the trading. So for those who are selected for that, you will have your own MT4 account on your mobile or tablet. The trading is live 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And literally you will be mirroring the secrets and the success of the trades that our traders are getting, which, the track record we have is about a 90% success rate in the trading. So we're not winning them all, but we're certainly winning the vast majority, which is why we're seeing such incredible results. So talking of results from January until November, we haven't closed December out yet, but a couple of days we'll know the score there. As you notice, at the beginning of the year, January, February, and the early part of March, before we had the crash, the company were averaging well in excess of 30% per month. Since the COVID and the lockdown, etc., the guys, because of a very high risk management strategy, they turned off the bots and traded manually back to the old school methods. And because they've got a high risk management strategy, they didn't want to risk any losses, etc., because of the volatility in the market. But we have been seeing results just under 24% was the worst in April, and election month there in November in the US, we had just over 24% for the month. But apart from that, you're looking at 25 to 30% per month passive income from the trading returns, which is phenomenal in comparison to, the institutional alternatives. We were in Lanzarote there in November and met a lady in our hotel, and we got chatting about, obviously as you do. And she was saying that she'd had a £30,000 ISA, and the interest on it for the month of October was 27 pence. So, do you think when you've a little bit of money, you would like 25 or 30% per month. It's too compelling not to at least have a go at it in some way. Now, please understand that past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading on the Forex market is risky. Please only trade money you can afford to lose. No trading results are guaranteed in any type of real trading activity. Pardon me. Having said that, we are looking at a market in excess of 6 trillion a day. We've got a 90% positive trade execution with a very, very experienced team with software that's incredible. So I think looking forward, it's safe to say that we've got a pretty rosy future. But obviously, don't put the house or the life savings on it, you know, and that's the beauty of the business model we have. A lot of people can get started here for very, very little money, and we look at that now. This is just a snapshot of typical weekly returns that we would get. As you can see, every single day is different. The lowest results we've seen, with exception of last week and this week when there's no institutional trading, but the lowest result I've actually witnessed any day in almost 11 months was 0.66% for the day. But typically the worst week we had was 5.11%. So, you know, 5 or 6% per week paid every Saturday. This is sleep money, money that's happening whether you do anything about it or not. So how does this all work? Well, basically, we have 15 different contracts, starting from as little as $300. We've got 5 in the Elemental series, 5 in the Advanced series, and 5 in the Supreme range, taking us right up to the $100,000 contract. So Waskar's goal and mission was that anybody could create financial freedom, starting with as little as $300, and never ever have to put your hand in your pocket again, should you not wish to. I started on the 9th of February this year with a $300 account, and on the 6th of December, I upgraded to a $100,000 account, and I've never had to put any more of my own money in. Now, if you notice below each of the contracts, there's 3 elements to this. You've the Academy, trading account, and then leadership PV. So I would like to explain how that works. So on our reward plan, we've got 2 elements. You have the bare capital, which is totally passive customers. So someone can literally just buy their contract, sit back, do nothing, get paid every single week. They're not going to share it with anybody. They're not going to tell anybody about their profits and their windfalls, and they can earn double the contract value over a variable time frame, which typically is somewhere between 6 and 9 months. So you can double your money and your initial outlay within 6 to 9 months. Should you, however, wish to share this and tell your friends about it, which is obviously, you know, what we instinctively and want to do once we feel confident with this, then you can earn an additional 2 times the contract value in bull or commissionable earnings. So potentially you can earn 4 times the contract value over a variable time frame, somewhere between 6 and 9 months. Each contract has leadership points, or PV, and this is what accumulates to help people get up the reward plan, as we saw from the ranks and the bonuses that were paid out at the beginning there of the presentation. So how this works, and I'm going to give you a breakdown. It doesn't matter what the value of the contract is. It's exactly the same whether it's 300, 3,000 or 30,000, but I'm using a 10K example here. So if you purchase any contract, and this one it's a 10 grand, 70% of the contract value goes into your trading account, which has been capped at a maximum 15% profit per week. Now, so far, the maximum the company have achieved is 13%. But if we do wake up some Thursday and we've hit 15%, rest assured you won't have any profit on the Friday, because they've capped our weekly maximum at 15%. The lowest we've seen is 5.11%. So, you know, somewhere between 5 and 15% a week is it certainly helps you well underway to earn substantial amounts of income. Then we have the 30%, which is for the academy. But because the company are so cash rich, because they make so much money from the trading and the fees, they actually don't take any cost dollar from us for this at all. So in keeping with Wascar's goal and mission to help people get started and maximize their earnings and start putting money in their pocket immediately, half of this goes to a fast start bonus, which, you know, if you introduced me and I bought a $10,000 contract, you would immediately get $1,500 immediately into your account, and you can withdraw that right away. Just notice that the minimum withdrawal fee is $100. So as long as it's over $100, you can withdraw that money into your Bitcoin wallet immediately. Then the other 50% goes into the uni level structure. So you would earn an additional 10% from the uni level, giving you a total of 16.5% on every single contract that you ever introduce anyone to, or when they upgrade, or when they renew their contract. We had a lady in the team yesterday, and she upgraded from a $500 account to a $50,000 account. And her sponsor picked up almost $7,500 on the fast start, and then another $750 on the uni level, which was a very nice bonus. But we're finding this more and more because people that have come in to dip their toe in the water and maybe weren't confident about it, that maybe read some, adverse reports, etc., etc. But when they see the transparency of the company, they've seen Wascar on webinars, we know people that have met them, and this works and pays like clockwork. So more and more people are coming in now and upgrading from 500s to 1000s, 3000s, 5000s, 10s, etc., etc. But the beauty is you can start at the $300 or whatever level you wish. So you can earn double the contract value from passive, totally passive earnings, or double from bull or commissionable earnings. Then we come to the networking structure, and the uni level structure is one of the most lucrative and fair and popular plans in the networking industry. It gives everybody an opportunity. But in my 35 years in the industry, it's very rare, if ever, that I've seen one that rewards people so much at the bottom level. Because most plans, unfortunately, in my opinion, where it's not needed, give the people at the top all the money. And that's not where they need it. It's when people are getting started. So Wascar, again, totally consistent and congruent with his goal and mission, is to get people off to a fast start. So you can earn 4 levels at 10% without any qualification or rank whatsoever. When you get to executive, this opens up levels 5 and 6, but you also get a 100% pay rise. Now, in a current economic environment, when people are closing businesses, being paid off, losing their jobs, furloughed, etc., there's not too many people getting 100% pay rises. But just to give you an example how powerful this is, that 50,000 upgrade yesterday was someone on my 6th level. So I earned $1,500 in that one upgrade alone. So it's very, very powerful indeed. And it's a great incentive for everybody to get to the first rank, because you notice such a vast difference when you get that 100% and you get 2 additional levels. The next level is manager. We've got a lot of people qualifying at manager level now after a few months. This opens up level 7 and 8 at 5%. Then you have director at level 9 at 5%. And then the President's Club, which is level 10 at 5%. In addition to that, you get a 1% infinity bonus for the President's Club, as you do 1.5% for ambassador and 2% for global ambassador. Right now, there's only one ambassador in the company. Roy and myself qualified as presidents, at the beginning of December. There are 5 presidents currently in the entire company. So, I think what we have to recognize here is that we have an absolutely ground floor opportunity with almost an 18-month track record, an unblemished track record that the company has done every single thing they said they would do. They've done it and they've accomplished it. Now we come to a very, very genius part of the plan. This is something that we don't have control of, and this is what's called the forced matrix. And basically your position here is predicated by your the date and time that you purchase your first contract. So if you purchase a contract, obviously whoever introduced you, you will be placed in their matrix in the next available slot, which is 3 levels, three wide and 10 deep. And everybody starts their own matrix, of course. So the passive customers earn massively from this as well, subject to whatever contract they are on as to what level they qualify for. But how this works is absolutely genius, because when we make a withdrawal, the company deduct a 20% withdrawal fee. Now, some of you might gasp and say, wow, that's terrible. That's a big amount. That's, I don't want to pay that. Think about it this way. If you were to go to any reputable broker and open a totally managed, passive managed account where they're giving you passive income, they will probably want 20 or 25 grand to open that account, and B, you'll be looking at anywhere between 20 and 50% in fees for them to passively pay your income. So the advantage of what we have here is this 20%, none of it goes to CashFX. 50% of it goes to the matrix, 10% goes to a matching bonus, and then 40% goes into a very generous and very structured leadership program, which we will cover in a few minutes. But I would just like to illustrate the power of this, okay? And I know some of you may have been on our call on Sunday when we had our friend Stefan from Germany on. Stefan is a personal friend of ours. He bought a $1,000 contract totally passively last November from Martin, who's our sponsor. Martin contacted him again at the end of May to tell him his contract had expired and he either needed to buy a new one or leave or whatever. At that point, he looked and he didn't realize Roy and I had joined in February and we were placed in Stefan's matrix. And he shared with us on Sunday, this is paid twice a month, on the 1st and the 16th of the month. He's now making $1,000 a day from the matrix, totally passive income. So I've never, ever been involved in any program where you make money when someone comes into the business. You make money when they upgrade every single time. We make money when they withdraw money, because when they make more money and they withdraw more money, then we get paid again. My first matrix commission was $3.96 on the 1st of March. On the 16th of December, it was almost $9,300. So it just shows you how that can grow, and we're due to get paid again on Friday. So it's an incredible opportunity, and one which I've never ever seen in the industry before. Another first. Now we're going to show you a way to short circuit your growth. This is a strategy that a lot of our members are using, and in fact we can even elaborate and make this better again. But if, for example, on your 10K contract, instead of waiting till that gets to 200% or 20 grand, and then either buying a new contract or just taking your money and leaving, what a lot of people are doing is, as soon as they have the earnings to enable them to withdraw and then do a net upgrade, if you have 12,500 in earnings, simply pay your withdrawal fee and upgrade with the 10 grand. So you will accelerate your growth dramatically. And in fact, the whole culture in our business, I've always been in sales, and my whole ethos in sales is do what's best for the customer, because it always comes back to you. And what we show people to do is to come in with what we call a family pack. And it doesn't matter whether it's for $1,000 or 10,000, but just to give you an example, instead of putting in 10,000, if you put in 1,000 and then signed up your wife, partner, or spouse, and maybe your son or daughter, providing they're over 18, and put 3,000 each under them, you're going to benefit from the commissions from that. And let's say you never introduced or shared this with anyone else. If you just treated that like a savings account, in just under 2 years, you would actually end up with 4 $100,000 accounts paying you $4,000 a week each. So anyone interested in that strategy, we would be very happy to show you how to do that. If you want to do it with 300, 300, 300, 300, that's £1,000 roughly, and you can get set up and have 4 accounts working for you to accelerate your growth dramatically. Now we come to the leadership program, which we talked about earlier, and the bonuses that were paid, almost $4 million up to November. So the first prize is for executive. You get an iPad Pro, or you can take a Bitcoin equivalent. The next rank up is manager, a Rolex watch worth $10,000, or again, you can take the Bitcoin. Then we have a director level, a $15,000 holiday voucher, or again, you can take a Bitcoin equivalent. And then the President's Club, which Roy and I qualified for at the beginning of January. When you get to the President's Club, the company give you a 911 Porsche worth $100,000. And unlike any car program that I've ever been involved with, it's not a lease, it's not a contract hire, it's not a percentage of your check towards a car payment. You get the car, the keys, the tax book, it's yours. If you drive off and never come back or never qualify again, nobody's taking it off you. It's your car. And the 2 gentlemen in the picture were the first recipients of this. And in fact, in November, they became the first qualifiers for the Ferrari as ambassadors. But, I just want to give you a recap. Look at the conditions and the economic and the social environment that we're living in right now. There's so much uncertainty. There's so much fear. People are looking for a plan B. In fact, I believe that a plan B is no longer an option. I think it has become a necessity for most people. Here we have a very, very compelling opportunity that you can start for less than £250 one-off out-of-pocket expense today. And for the first time ever in my 35-year career in this industry, we have a situation where 100% of people who join make money in their first week. Then we look at the commission structure for the uni level. And we've got one of the most lucrative plans that I've ever seen in the industry. In fact, we've got so many people now earning 4- and 5-figure weekly incomes from this business after, in some cases, only 3, 4, 5 months in the business. And we've got a residual income, we've got the matrix payments, and we've got something here that I don't just believe is changing people's lives, but I think we're also saving them. So I would certainly suggest, nobody's ever recommending anybody to put all their eggs in one basket. But I think when you look at the institutional alternatives out there today, we've just got, I believe, the most compelling opportunity on the market. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going